Hey everybody, welcome back to Vintage Poorboy, and this is Graybeard Gaming, and we are going to jump right into it today. We are in the month of August, and that means we should be able to harvest our sorghum. I had to remember exactly what it was. I almost said soybeans, but it is not soybeans. Now, we do have some decisions to make because I do want to do barley, but I don't know if I'm going to actually have space to do barley. I think I'm going to have to, oops, wrong field. I think I'm going to actually have to do barley up on that front field, and we'll have to make a decision from that point where else we might like to place barley, because we will not have any empty fields outside of this one with sorghum. And I mean, I guess I could put sorghum in here, but I had also thought about making this field and that field combined, but won't be able to do that until we get the soybeans out. So that's kind of the dilemma that we are currently facing. Do we just go ahead and put barley in both fields and wait another year before we make that move to put those fields into have that many fields with, or that few fields? We might, it makes sense to go ahead and do that in a way, because we can make it so that we have another large field, because I had actually thought about increasing the size of this field and making this one large field with nothing but cotton in it next year. But we don't have to do that. I mean, I'm always trying to think of ways to do things differently. Another option is we could just make this field into barley, and we can also plant, we can make this into barley, and we can do that field up there into soybeans or oats, and we can do that field up there into sorghum in the spring. So there's options, and I just kind of like to make sure all of our options are out on the table. And once we have an idea of what we can do, then that's when we can actually make a real decision on what we want to do. So yeah, having cotton in there now is something that, I really didn't plan well for, because I didn't mean to put cotton into two fields this year, but I'm really hopeful that cotton does well. I'm actually thinking about doing cotton over in this field next spring, where we currently have soybeans, and then if the cotton does well financially for us, we might actually put that field into cotton as well and not plant any soybeans next year. That's what we're looking at right now. So we could have potentially, this field here into oats, that field into barley, that field down there into sorghum, and that field into barley with cotton and cotton, if cotton does well for us. It just depends on how much we get. We might not actually do soybeans next year, which would be kind of weird. I mean, it would feel a little bit weird, but it doesn't have to be something we get a cash crop for every single year to have soybeans. And you never know, the field that we purchase after we sell our oats and our soybeans and our cotton may actually have something in it that we want, like barley, which would be fantastic. We're doing okay though for barley. We still have quite a bit left, but we have to make it basically another 10 months without an influx of barley. So that does add a little bit of a wrinkle to it. And because I want to make sure we have enough to feed our chickens. Our chickens are actually doing quite well for us right now. Pigs are doing fine as well. We don't have any milk being currently produced. That will probably happen in the next 6 to 8 months. We'll start seeing some milk. And then once we start seeing some milk, yeah, I might purchase a couple more cows. I actually have been thinking about buying an additional 10 cows as it is, or maybe just 5. Who knows? We haven't got enough money to really worry about that yet. I'm not really growing the farm at the rate of speed that I wanted, but we will eventually have another field, and the goal is to increase our farm size by 1 field every year, and then eventually 2 fields, because we will start to really see how we are growing. And like I said, I think I'm going to work on that side of the road that we're facing now, before we go and do the other side of the ditch. And that whole sector will eventually be ours all the way back to the tracks. That's really what I'm hoping to do. And after that, we might actually cross the road, and in behind like the gas station and fast food restaurant, we might actually start to grow those fields as well as options to purchase down the line. I don't know as we grow if we decide that we just soon do crops, because I enjoy doing the crops. I think it's a lot of fun, but I also want to get into productions, because productions can get kind of, that can be fun as well. And if we're into productions, I mean, timber is one of those that I'd really like to get into, which I want timber for the cold months of the year, because we don't do a whole lot throughout those months except for skip time waiting for the seasons to change so that we can plant and harvest and all that good stuff. But it would be so much fun to eventually have timber, and I know it takes 3 years to grow the trees from saplings, and that's fine. I mean, we'll just be growing the overall farm in the meantime while we're waiting for the saplings to grow. And we'll also be planting saplings all over the place. It'll be just a whole lot of fun. We might even buy like fields where it's nothing but saplings, and we plant saplings in the fields. I don't like the idea that much, but it's definitely an idea. Now, I was kind of hoping I'd get a little bit more sorghum than this out of this field. It's going to be fine. I mean, it's not the end of the world that this is what we come out with, but like I said, I wish we'd gotten a little bit more. It's not, like I say, not the end of the world. Worse things have happened. But yeah, what I think we'll do then is we're going to plan on doing barley and barley. We're going to leave this field alone so that we can combine it with that soybean field, and then we'll actually also increase the size of this field. We'll bring it out to here a little bit further, closer to the road, and we can, once we do all of that, we'll have a large field for whatever, and it'll be about time that we purchase our field information again anyways, and I think that's a good sized field. I've been wanting to do it anyways, and then I think we will do sorghum and barley here, and then we can combine those 2 fields for the following year, and that just makes, like a little bit less complicated. We'll have to do a little bit more planning though, but it'll eliminate a lot of these rinky-dink fields that we currently have. This field over here on the other side as well, I'll probably put that into the, it's currently into cotton. I'll probably put that into sorghum in the spring as well, just to kind of get enough to feed our pigs throughout the whole year, because as you can see, I'm only going to wind up with just over 12, we're just about 12,000 liters here. I don't know if that's enough to go the entire year. It's good for the protein, that's what we did this for, but I'm just not sure if it's going to be enough to go through the whole entire year. Now, this field was extremely quick to harvest, and I think the next thing we're going to do is, I think we're just going to dump this off into our silo. I think we're just going to drive it over there ourselves. Oh shoot, can't go that way. Can't go that way, guys. Oh, I almost screwed that up. All right, that was close. That was way too close, in fact. So we did cut the grass along the edges of the field. We mowed it down, and then we collected it. I figured it was a good little money maker. We should be able to do that one more time this year and sell it in January. That'll give us close to probably about $45,000 between those two. Just between the two cuttings that we do. It's very time consuming. That's why I don't like to do it, because it is very time consuming. By the time you run your harvester through there, your mower through there, and then you rake it all up, and then it's like 60,000 liters, which is great. It's easy money, and 60,000 liters is nothing to sneeze at, because that's over $10,000. But for the amount of time it takes, I just don't enjoy doing that much work. So yeah, the next thing I also want to do is I'm going to want to kind of take a little bit of a stock on where we're sitting for other stuff, but so what we're going to do though is we're going to go ahead and we're going to get this tractor out, and we will go ahead and I'm going to want to actually get this out of the way. I'm going to need this gone. This wagon has to get out of here, because we're going to need to cultivate this field. Then we're going to have to put lime in it. Then we're going to have to go and cultivate the other field and put lime in that. So, I mean, we've got a little bit of work going on today, which that's always cool. It's always cool to have stuff to do. So what we'll do is probably on camera, we'll just do this field on camera, and then the other one we'll go ahead and do that one off camera, because there's no reason to sit there and make you guys sit through too much of that, and I don't even think we're going to do this all on camera, to be honest. So it'll be a little bit of a shorter episode. I just wanted to make sure that we did that sorghum harvest on camera, so that we were documenting some of that being done, and you saw me put it into the silo. So what we'll do is actually going to start up the I'm just going to put it on cruise control. I don't need to do it the other way, but what we're going to do is start the cruise control. I want to take a quick look at what we've got here. That's full. So those guys are full on food. They've got 27,000, so they're doing all right. Chickens, they could use a little bit more, but they're doing okay as well. What I'll do is I'm going to run down this way, and I'm going to just do a couple of back and forth on the headland here. And we'll go ahead and set our cruise control back up, but I want to check out a couple of the other things that we need to look at. And you know, we're just gonna run up this way, take care of this real quick. Yeah, so I guess what we're gonna be doing next month is, because I'm gonna do a lot of this off camera, I have been thinking about getting a new seed drill. Mostly because I don't love the one I have, and it seems to be, you know, I'm going back a lot and fixing stuff that gets missed quite often, and that's not really how I like spending my time. But I mean, kind of it is what it is when it comes to that, but we can do a lot more variety of planters. I'd like to get something that's a little bit wider. We'll see about, you know, if we can. I also want to start thinking about that last tractor, just because the ones that we have are fine, but like this one in particular is starting to cost me more time, money, basically because I have to go and repair it too often. It is, you know, it's costing me about, I'd say about $4,000 a year now to repair it, and you know, that to me is a little bit steep. We can swing it, that's not the problem. It's just, you know, I don't want to get rid of this tractor, but I also don't want to continue to put that kind of money into it. I'm probably spending $10,000 a year maintenance on all of my equipment, and that's just too much. So yeah, let's go ahead. We were going to go back through here and check, see how we were doing on a few other things. It looks like we still have some straw silage to make, and then if we look at what the value of it is, you know, we have got almost $30,000 in silage, and we're gonna probably pick up another $10,000, maybe $15,000 overall with how much we still have to make, which is great. That'll give us close to $45,000 to $50,000 at the end of January to put towards our next field, which I think 50,000 plus. Right now we have about 35, but by the time January rolls around, we're not going to have this kind of money. We're probably going to have, burn, by the time January comes around, we're going to burn about $5,000, but we'll also have our oats, which are about $26,000 that we can sell, and February rolls around, we can sell our cotton, which I'm hoping is somewhere in the neighborhood of, you know, 50 to 100,000 liters. 100,000 liters would be tremendous. I mean, that'd be a couple $100,000, and then we can actually really grow. But I mean, we don't have to grow too quickly, but you know, if we're able to make that kind of money, then yeah, we can definitely up the ante on what we're planting and how many fields we're purchasing a year, and then it will really start to progress much more quickly. So yeah, that's where we're at, guys. I think we're gonna leave it here for now. I'm gonna finish up this field off camera, and I'll probably get the other one done up off camera, and I don't know, maybe we'll save spreading the lime till next month. September is planting, so you know, that planting for the barley. I don't believe we have anything to harvest, so it's just a planting month. Nothing really too exciting. I mean, it's a fair amount of size to plant, but I don't think it's going to be anything that we're going to be overly enjoyable. October will roll around, and that's when the other fun starts. That's when we're going to be harvesting our soybeans, and we're going to start harvesting our cotton, and we will have cotton all harvested by the end of November. So exciting times, guys. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I can't wait to share it with you guys. So thank you again for tuning in and watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, please, I'd appreciate it very much if you left a like and share, and by all means, comments are welcome. Subscribers, if you want to subscribe, I appreciate that probably most of all. So have a great night, you guys, and we will see you guys next time when it's September and we're planting. Have a great evening.